Hey guys, what's up and welcome. Let's continue. Now, what we want to do, we want to create a Next.js application. So let's go to Visual Studio Code and I'm going to go here and open a folder. I've already copied the path to that folder. It's just WhatsApp 2025 and I'm going to click enter. As you can see, guys, I've just opened this folder. And then you just need to relax, be cool, calm, and collected. I've got your back. Let's just go to Mtt Component. If you want, just check the link in the description below. You will find a link to Mtt Components. Okay, so this link will take you here. Okay, so let's check the startup. So if you want to create a Next.js project, we're just going to copy this and paste it, and that's it. So let's just quickly come here, open the terminal here, and let's just paste this, and then we are going to install Next.js, and then here we can say WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp. What can I say? WhatsApp chat. Okay, because we are going to specialize like in the chat part of it. Okay, so the project name it's WhatsApp chat, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, meanwhile it's still loading its own things. Let me just explain. I am going to use Next.js 14 for a reason. Okay, most packages, okay, they don't work well on Next.js 15 simply because Next.js 15 comes with React 19. Okay, so there are some changes which I haven't like figured it out yet. Why? Sometimes when you install a package, you have to include some sort of include dash dash legacy whatever. Okay, so that brought a lot of complications and I was frustrated and I was like, let me just stick to Next.js 14 until further notice, because now when I'm teaching you and I'm trying to figure things out, I think it affects my flow. Okay, so I like to enjoy what I'm doing. Okay, that's why in many cases I don't pre-build project. Okay, I don't create projects and then create it when I'm teaching you. Okay, so every time we create a project, more often than not, we are creating it together. We are figuring things out. Okay, why am I doing that? Remember, at the same time, also I have to learn and also I have to enjoy what I'm doing. Okay, I don't like to repeat myself. So as you can see, guys, I'm using Next.js 14 for a reason. Okay, and then we need to install Shadcn when we're done with that. So we can come back here. I've made a mistake, guys. As you can see, there is a capital letter there, which it's a problem. The name doesn't have to have capital letters. Let's see. Okay, WhatsApp chat. Okay, my apologies about that. Why this is still here. Okay, WhatsApp chat. I think it's been a long time since I created a project, so I have forgot some things. Okay, my apologies about that. Okay, guys, so it's asking us, would you like to use TypeScript? Yes, guys, we are going to use TypeScript. And you can ask me why. TypeScript is the best piece of technology. Okay, it's widely used. It's better if you learn it in your early stages of React, okay, or of development, because it's necessary. It's a must. It's fundamental. Okay, so let's click enter. Would you like to use this link? Let's just click enter, enter, enter. Okay, I think this one is simple. Let's just enter, 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 and that is it, guys. Okay, so this will continue and install, and then when we are done with that, we are going to install Shadcn. This is step number 2. So as you can see, Mtt Component is not like a UI component library. Okay, it's just a collection of my own experiences, of my own opinions. Please note that. Okay, this is an opinionated uh, component library. Okay, it's full of my own opinion. You will see as we are developing. Okay, I have some sort of guided you and I have sort of restricted you to a lot of things. For instance, the light and dark mode comes with integrated CSS. This is something that you cannot change. Okay, Why have I decided to do that? Believe me, there are some features that you don't really have to have a piece of opinion, or it's not necessary. Okay, just like the light and dark theme, the only thing that you can do, just manipulate the colors. Okay, you don't really have to dive deep and check these things, more especially when you know that light and dark theme, it's not a functional requirement. Okay, I've never seen somebody who said I was not able to withdraw money from that application simply because light and dark theme was not there. Okay, so it's not a functional requirement. It's not something that you have to. Your app can work without it. Obviously, it's a cool feature. It helps with the user experience. Okay, so when I'm saying it's opinionated, I'm just trying to say I took a lot of workload and a lot of stress from you, and I did things my own way. So as you can see, guys, this is going to take some time. So this means that please don't forget, check link in the description below. I've got these 2 awesome courses on Udemy. I will appreciate your support. I'm going to pause the video, and then when we come back, we are going to install ShardCN. All right, guys, thank you so much for understanding. Now let's run the application first so that we can see how it is. I like to take things step by step. Okay, I don't want to do a lot of steps whereas you don't see visually what is going on. It's very important that I hold your hand. We take things slow. So as you can see, we are in this folder. Okay, according to the terminal, we are not inside this one. So what we can do, we can just click anywhere from here, reveal in Explorer. What I want to do, I want to check the path to this folder. Okay, you can do it in another way if you want. So let's just click here, open folder, and then I will paste the path here so that we can open the actual folder with the project, and then from then we can run npm run dev. Okay, let's see, npm run dev. Okay, and that is it. And then from there, what we want to do, let's go to the home page. Let's go to the home page. Let's see what's there. I don't think we need this. Okay, I don't even think we need to see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight everything and then type RFCE and then click enter, and then we're going to have this what can I say, this code snippet, and then let's just type here coded design. Okay, please subscribe. Okay, I hope you've already subscribed. Okay, so as you can see, guys, that code that was here, it was not really necessary. Okay, so what I want to do now, okay, I want to see if I can see something here. Okay, in case you might want to know how I got this RFCE thing, let's go to plugins and let's just type here Redux and see what we will see. Yes, ES7. As you can see, I've already installed this. So you need to install this plugin, ES7 React/Redux/React Native Snippet. Once you install it, then you will be able to do exactly what I did. So it's not like I've got magics or something. Okay, it's just that plugin. Okay, let's go back here and check, guys. As you can see, guys, we've got this. Okay, so the next step is to install ShardCN. Then let's go back where coming. Let's go back here and just install ShardCN. Cancel. Okay, so one might ask, why do you start with ShardCN? Okay, ShardCN does a lot of changes in your code, okay, including taking care of CSS, of Tailwind, and some Tailwind configuration. Okay, so it's very important to install it in the beginning so that you cannot go far with your application and only to realize later ShardCN will come and override some of the files, and then your app will be in an unstable state. Okay, so that's why I'm starting with ShardCN. I want ShardCN to do whatever it wants here so that I know when I'm continuing, ShardCN is done. So I'm not going to encounter some problems. Okay, so here just click enter, 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 and that is it. Okay, nothing much. Okay, meanwhile it's installing. What's the next step? We are going to install all and components. Okay, that's not much of a problem, but at the same time we can just download Mtt Component, because I have not explained how Mtt Components work. So other libraries, you can go to npm website and then look at the code, and then maybe type here on the terminal npm install Mtt Component. Mtt Component doesn't work like that. Okay, at least for the first maybe 5 to 10 versions, it's not going to be like that. Okay, maybe on version 11 we can start to have a CLI. Okay, so let's download Mtt Component. So you can click download here. This will take you to what is this? I was going to say Dropbox. Okay, Google Drive. Okay, and then from here I think there's an option to download. Maybe we can download it from here. Okay, you are going to get a zip folder, you are going to unzip it and paste it in your code, and that is it. And that is Mtt Component, as you can see, guys. Okay, so before we add Mtt Component, let's just finish the installations. Okay, as you can see, guys, everything is working well. Okay, so I think when we are here, we might as well install all and component, as you can see. So let's just copy and paste here. Okay, so as you can see, guys, Mtt Component, it's not like a UI library. Okay, it's everything that I have learned so far. Obviously, if maybe for some reason, or I forgot to do something or got something wrong by mistake, I can always come back here and fix it and then have another version, which is version 3. Okay, so as I'm saying, Mtt Component is just a collection of my thought processes, what I think works for me, and my philosophies, and some cool UI components. Okay, in case you want to check some cool UI component, if you can see here, we've got some chat, what can I say, chat section. Here I've got a new component which is MttChat, as you can see. Okay, um this is MttChat. Okay, so we're not going to do a lot of code, as I have said or promised. Okay, we're not going to do a lot of code. We're just going to take Mtt Component. As you can see, guys, even here, when we want to send a message, okay, we just click here and send a message. So Mtt Component has got your back. Let's go back here. As you can see, now we are installing all and components. That's where we are. What I can do, I can go to my downloads and I can click here. Okay, can't I open this from here? I'm opening the zip folder. I'm going to copy and paste Mtt Components in the components folder, and then I'm done with it. Okay, I don't know why it's taking some time. Okay, as you can see, guys, here is the folder that you need to copy it from here and go back to your code. Inside components, where is components? Don't I have a component folder here? Don't I have components folder here? Let's check. Suppose I have it. Okay, as you can see, Shatse created it for me. Okay, as you can see, so inside this component, not UI, guys, inside components. Okay, I'm going to paste this. Okay, is it done? Is there a folder? Not really. Let me just reveal in Explorer. Make sure that I'm inside components, and then I'm going to paste. Okay, as you can see, guys, now I'm copying Mtt Components, and that is how you install Mtt Components. You are done. Okay, done, 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 and that is it. Okay, and then from here, what we are going to do, there's a lot of things going on in Mtt Component, guys. Okay, even me, sometimes Mtt Components confuses me, okay, as its author. So I'm trying to say there's a lot of things going on here. One of the other things that I want to do as I am working on Mtt Component, remember I said to you I am going to teach you some sort of higher level concept like system designs. Okay, so I'm also implementing design thinking in Mtt Components. What do I mean by that? Okay, I've got an option, a freedom, a liberty to do so, to just create Mtt Component as individual components and assume that is the working thing, or that is what you want as a developer. I can make that assumption. Many component libraries and packages did that. Okay, for some reason a developer decided to create a certain cool component, and they thought it's cool and it works, and then they publish it and they do nothing after that. And then when you take the component, which is with nice animation, when you are using it and you are starting to realize that there is a problem with this component, there are some, not necessarily there are some things that are not working, but it has not been designed to fit into the application. As a result, it becomes less in use. Okay, so with Mtt Component, I've got systems thinking. So that's why one of the things that I'm doing, I need to use the component library and I need to modify it. So as I'm working on it, as it's a little bit big now, as I'm working on it, I'm going to change it and modify it, okay, so that you can get a proper working code. Let's say for some reason I'm not happy with the Met carousel. Maybe I feel like it needs to be improved. I'm going to improve it with you, and then that is it. Okay, with that being said, let's continue. So what I want to do now, since there's a lot going on in Mtt Component, I want to, okay, I think it's still too early for me to test. Okay, let's go back here. There are some things that we need to install. Where is that? Okay, let's install all packages, because if I want to test Metform is relying on React Hook Form. If React Hook Form is not installed, as you can see that there might be a problem. So let's just copy this, and then let's install all the components that we need to install, so we don't have to install them one by one. Okay, so as you can see, there is a nice light and dark theme here. How does this work? Okay, Mtt Components has got its own Mtt CSS. Okay, some sort of a collection of Tailwind classes and Tailwind styles that makes this functionality possible. Okay, so we also need to make sure that we add that, okay, before we do the test. Okay, so as you can see, step number 5 is the main layout. Okay, so guys, please don't forget, I've got these awesome courses. Okay, if you might want and you don't have money to buy these courses, don't mind. These courses has got a lot of content in the preview section. Okay, so you can come here and click and watch maybe 50% of it or 60, and then you can learn something. So even if you don't have money, please, I advise, come here and check these courses. If you might want to contact me, maybe you want me to teach you something specifically, please come here and click on the discovery call and give me your name and email. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Let's check where we are now. Okay, obviously this is going to take some time. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video, and that is it. All right, guys, thank you so much for waiting for me. Now let's continue. Okay, so what we did, we've installed all of the packages. Okay, I've just seen a notification somewhere here. Where is coded design? I think this series has got a comment already. So much, guys. I can see that you as you can see. Okay, so I can see that you guys are waiting for the set. I'm also interested on how is it going to turn out. Okay, so I don't usually create projects that I know everything about them. Okay, some other things I want to figure them out. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Okay, so we are done installing what? We are done installing all the components. Okay, now we are getting into the interesting part. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to talk a lot. Is this a layout? Yes. Okay. Okay, so as I've told you guys, I'm not going to brag about typing code in front of you. I'm going to teach you some concept. So if you might have a pen and paper, I'll appreciate that, okay? Because I'm going to explain a lot of things. So with Next.js, okay, you've got a layout, okay? This act as a main layout. What is a layout? A layout is some sort of a container that makes sure that all other pages passes through it. Okay, it's mainly used for UI sections that will always be there, that won't be dynamic. Okay, for instance, this part here, let me use this part here will always be here. It's going to be static. This will change. This will display a user, a contact based on according to the contact that we've selected, but this part will remain the same. So if we were to look at what we have here in the structure, this layout will contain this code that won't change. Okay, so when this code is on the layout, that means it's going to stick here, and all these ones that are going to change are going to come from different routes. So I hope you understand the layout, okay, what it does. And at the same time, in the tree structure or in the component structure, this layout, it's like the overall or the outermost parent. It's like the whole container. Okay, it's like a yard. Okay, maybe in a building you've got, let's say, in university or in where, what can I use? Now English is not my mother tongue, so I have ran out of English data bundles. Let me see. Picture a school. Okay, picture a school with a fence and different blocks inside. Okay, the layout, which is this layout act as a fence. Okay, obviously each and every building has got its own blocks and its own wall. Okay, that will act as a mini layout, and then inside we find desks, and that means that will be a classroom. So this always act as a grandparent. Grandparent is the outmost. Okay, so because of that, we also use it, okay, to do what? To put some global variables. Let me say for now, what are global variables? These are variables that will be accessible throughout all the components. Okay, technically that is not the case. These are not global variables, but the reason why I'm calling them global variables, I want you to give you an idea of something that is in the grandparent, and it's available in the parent and in grandchildren. Okay, so we need to put those here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I have made your life easier. I have just got a layout here. Okay, a layout that has been copied here, and then I'm going to copy this layout and paste it here, and then I'm just going to explain it to you. Okay, what is going on here? Remember, there are some sections which might be shown dynamically. Okay, let's go back here. As you can see, this will stick. Okay, and these will be shown dynamically. Okay, so according to this layout, these children, these variable children, these are all the routes that will be shown dynamically. In case you don't understand this, don't worry, you will see it. Okay, so let's talk about the global variables. Okay, the things that can be accessed globally. Okay, these, let's say, component, this one and the theme provider. Okay, met no SSR, not really, but these ones. Okay, remember I said to you, I'm going to explain to you what architecture and high level concept like design pattern. Let's get into that. Remember I said I'm not going to type the code, guys. Okay, come on. Okay, I think there are some tutorials that can teach you how to type the code. So let's get to our first design pattern, which is context provider pattern. Okay, let's say let's ask ChatGPT, what is a context provider pattern? Do you mean to tell me that I can't type what? What is a context provider pattern? Okay, these are the things that I'm happy to teach you. Okay, the reason why I'm happy to do so, not all YouTube tutorials, they teach you these things. Okay, we just use these things, but we don't have an interest in explaining them. Okay, the context provider pattern is a design approach commonly used in software development, particularly in frameworks like React, to manage and share state or data across component tree without the need to pass the props manually. As you can see, guys, okay, this is that fence. So that means that fence can pass data to the wall and from the wall to the children inside the class. Okay, so that was the technique. Okay, so key context, key concept, we've got the context, we've got the provider, we've got the consumer. These details, guys, you can go and check them on your own. Okay. What I wanted to explain to you here is, why are we going to have some components which are wrapping, let's say, the entire project? Simply because those components, they've got some methods and props which must be available in the entire project. Point in case, when would we need to have something that is available in the entire project? Check here, guys. Okay, let's be practical. Now I am on startup. Okay, as you can see, maybe I might be on avatar, maybe I might be on MttStats card. Okay, but if you can notice this, all these pages, okay, in different places, in different folders, they are aware of this event. Check here. This is darker and this is white. This also changes. What about this one? It will do so. What about this one? It will do so. What about this one? It will do so. So how are these guys aware of that? Okay, simply because, let's go back here. In the layout, we've got a theme provider. This theme provider, these components that wraps almost like everything that gets inside here, it provides the entire application with some variables, okay, so that they can be available in every component. So I'm not going to get into details, but what I wanted you to learn is that this is a design pattern in React, and it's called the context provider pattern. I hope it makes sense. If you might want to know more, please search context provider pattern on the internet and try to make sense of this. Okay, so we've got two context providers here. The first one is supplied by React Query. Okay, React Query is some sort of a state management, what can I say, package or tool, but not like Redux. Okay, it has got something to do with the server state management, like fetching data and. But I'm going to show you and demonstrate it. So this is the first one. So it also needs to have the mechanism to keep the data globally in the application and feed it in all the components. And then this one I've already explained. This one does a different job. Okay, let me just get into it. Mtt no SSR. Yesterday, one of my students emailed me and she said she's encountering some, what is this error? I just forgot the name. The hydration error. Okay, which is, I have solved that on Mtt Component using Mtt no SSR on wrappers. Okay, Mtt no SSR, as you can see, to avoid hydration errors, wrap your client components with Mtt no SSR. Okay, so this Mtt no SSR, okay, makes sure that the code that is supposed to run on the client runs only on the client. It must not like be hydrated on, am I using the right word? Yes, it must not be hydrated on the server. I don't think I'm using the right word. Okay, so it must not be on the server. Okay, it must only be rendered. Yes, it's not hydrated. It must not rendered on the server. It must be rendered only on the client. That's what this component does. Okay, and this one, it's shadcn toast. Okay, this one. So I hope this is clear, guys. Okay, I didn't have to type this, and remember I told you that I'm going to explain some higher level concept. You don't also have to type this. You can come and copy and paste it here. One of the ways in which you learn code, you can learn code by typing it. One of the best ways that have worked for me is to find a working code, the one that I know it gives the result that I'm looking for. And then on my own, I will study the code, trying to understand how it works. Okay, that has been working for me, and it's more so now that there is ChatGPT. If I want a code snippet, I explain it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give me a working code. The fact that the code is functional and working and is accurate, that works for me because I will look at the code one by one, trying to understand what it does. Okay, so we are done with the layout. We've got our providers and everything works well. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Where do I want to be? Okay, let's go step by step. Okay, Now we've added this, we've installed all the packages, we're done with the main layout. Let's check what else. Let's get to work on Tailwind Config. Okay, why do we have to work on Tailwind Config? Mtt Component comes with its own, what can I say, Tailwind classes. Okay, for some reason I just realized that there are some Tailwind classes that I'm repeating in one project. For instance, if I want to center something, I will center it in this page, center it in this page, and find out that I've got almost 20 pages where I'm centering things. And I was like, can't I be clever here? Can't I create my own Tailwind um classes, okay, so that I can use them? So the reason why now we are going to do this, it's because of that, okay? That is reason number one. Reason number two, guys, if you can see at my own component, they are not SHAT-CN, okay? What do I mean by that? These components don't feel like SHAT-CN, okay? They don't really feel like they are SHAT-CN component, but they don't feel like. So one might ask, Matt, what have you done to the SHAT-CN component? I have, what can I say? I have pimped SHAT-CN. Okay, I have manipulated it so that it can look different, so that it can look the way I want to, so that somebody cannot really tell from a distance if this is the SHAT-CN component. So this is helping me to do that as well. Where is the Tailwind config? So on Tailwind config here, let me just give you an idea. Let's see. Input height, that's not the one. Where am I overriding SHAT-CN's styles? Okay, so here, as you can see, guys, check here. This is a card. Okay, this code is been supplied by SHAT-CN. Okay, as you can see, default, I have got var here, base shade 5. I have changed this to what I want. In foreground, I have got this var foreground. It's me here, pop over, it's me manipulating SHAT-CN. Okay, so let's go and prove it. Okay, so let's go to Tailwind config. Let's go back to card. Where is that card? I think I might just find it here. As you can see, default, it's HSL var card. Okay, foreground, as you can see, var foreground. Here, I'm not doing that. I'm hacking SHAT-CN. As you can see, I'm populating my own colors based on the opinions that I told you about, okay? Well, these are not like negative opinion, guys, okay? It just means that I took care of these things, okay? I didn't want you to stress about manipulating SHAT-CN, okay? Or changing it, okay? It's not worth your time. That's why I did it. So I'm just going to highlight everything here and paste a new one. And that is it, okay? As you can see here, this is required. This is not our fault, guys, okay? This is not our fault. This error is always there, okay? So what is going on here? As much as I've got the Tailwind CSS config, okay, for Mtt Component, okay, there is also another, what can I say, there is also another way in which I have manipulated Tailwind, okay, and that is through this function. Okay, here is this function. Let me just show you. Okay, if you might ask me where it is inside Mtt Component. Okay, as you can see here, guys, I've created a plugin, a Tailwind plugin, and also it has got some Tailwind classes. These are the things that I felt like I can't create these things with you. Okay, you don't really have to, I don't really have to make your life that difficult. Okay, hence I did it. So let's go back here, guys. Now that we are done with Tailwind config, let's see. 7 Next.js config. Okay, with the Next.js, when you are going to use some images, okay, you need to come here and manipulate Next.js config to tell Next.js that I'm going to use what can I say, I'm going to use images from this location. So you usually do that in the next config. So as you can see, guys, here is that configuration. Okay, I've just been tired of when I'm using an image from a different domain, and then you find out Next.js is complaining because I didn't put that domain here, and then from then I will have to copy and paste this code. That was just too much for me. Okay, what else? Typescript, here is another configuration. Okay, I'm thinking I need to add something on this. Okay, we need to deploy this on Vercel. Okay, I've just been reminded by this. Okay, when you are deploying your Next.js on Vercel, you will encounter a lot of errors. Okay, or that's what happened to me. Okay, I was new, I didn't really know what's going on, so I encountered a lot of errors. Most of those errors, they are TypeScript errors. Okay, they are too much for a beginner. Even me, I haven't managed to fix all those errors. So the solution to that is to tell the Next.js config that ignore build errors true. Okay, well, somebody might feel like, no, now you are trying to make your code less strict. Okay, the reason is the purpose of this tutorial and where you are at the moment as a developer. I would like to assume you are still learning. Okay, because my channel, believe me, it's for upcoming developers just like me. Okay, me and you are the same. So this will cause a headache. If you can remove this will cause a headache. That's why it's here, to make sure that Vercel is not that strict, because when you are deploying to Vercel, it will tell you a lot of errors, TypeScript errors, and it won't allow you to deploy. Okay, so we are also going to deploy this on Vercel. It will mean that I need to have a GitHub repo, something that I've never planned, but I've already promised you, so it's something that I'm going to do. Okay, and then also here, let's see what Next.js is saying. Warning, this allows production builds to successfully complete even if your project has ESLint errors. Okay, I think this is the code that actually does what I was explaining here. Okay, ignore build errors. So here maybe there are some minor TypeScript errors that I'm ignoring. Okay, but this relates to Vercel. Okay, when it's building, there are some errors that it needs to ignore, and also it need to ignore this. This has been working fine even with this warning. Okay, it's going to make your life easier. So let's copy this and go to Next.js config. Where is that config? Next.js config. Is it me or okay, Next.js config. Let's highlight everything and paste this. Okay, obviously, guys, this has been a lot. Okay, but I think we are almost done. Okay, now I think we are ready to test if this was the last thing. Was it the last thing? Okay, Next.js config. About middleware, yeah, we will deal with that later. Prisma schema later. Okay, I think we are done. Environment variable, not for now. Okay, guys, now let's test before we end this video. Okay, let's see. So what I want to do, I want to npm run dev. Okay, I want to run this, and then we are going to test. Okay, we're going to do some test to see if everything works well, to see if did we manage to incorporate Mtt Components in our project successfully. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, what can I say, these pieces of codes, the things that I was talking about. Okay, now let's first test some CSS styles. Okay, let's first test some CSS styles. What I want to do, I want to center this, and also I want this to fill the entire page, so that when I'm centering it, it can be here. Okay, let's see how Mtt Component is going to help us to do that. Let's go to here, where I want to be. I want to be on page. Okay, first of all, let's start with this one. Okay, class name. All right, let's see. Class name is equal to, let's first put the background of, let's say background of gray. Let's see what is going on there. As you can see, guys, it doesn't fill the entire screen. It's just on the same place, and that is it. Okay, so with Mtt Component, I've got some classes which are, whenever you want those classes, you just type mtt, which stands for Mtt. And what is it? It's Mtt horizontal. It's Mtt what? Now I forgot it. Oh my god. Okay, let me just check here. Yes, here is it. It met XY screen, meaning that the X and the Y, the vertical and the horizontal side or aspects of this div needs to be screen. Screen means full width and height. And that is it, guys. Then we are done. Let's go back and check here. And that is it. Mtt Component is in action. Now I want this to be centered. Check here, guys. Okay. Then I'm going to have got Mtt Center here. And that is it, guys. This is being centered. Okay. That means Mtt Component is active, it's working, and it's well configured. Okay. Fine. Now, before we close, let me just show you what that is. I think Mtt Form is going to take some time for me to show you because it needs a high order component. Okay, so it will make this video longer, but what we can do, let's just test a simple component. Okay, which component is that? My favorite component, or not sure, one of the components that I like, it's this one, this Mtt Image. Let's see how complicated it is to implement. Okay, let's check the alpha one, which is this one. Let's copy this code. Okay, first let's copy this code and then let's paste it here. Okay, obviously it's going to complain. What we can do, we can copy the import. Here is the import for it here, or we can just import it from VS Code. Okay, okay, as you can see, in terms of the heart, I think we are going to use Lucid React. And that is it. I think we are done. Okay, where do I get the source for this image? Let's just go check. As you can see, guys, it's looking for TV, something that is not there. Okay, something that is not there. So what I can do, I always like to take an opportunity and make myself famous when I can. Check here. I'm just going to look for my image on the internet and I'm going to use it. Okay, and I'm going to use it. Maybe I might let me just take this one instead. Okay, let me just take this one instead. Let's copy the image address, come back here. Instead of TV, which might not be there, let's put this one, which I think is there. And that is it, guys. That's how you use the Mtt image. Let's go and check if do we have a Mtt image here. Where is our project? Here is our project. Obviously this is supposed to complain. Why? This is my first thing that I know I did wrong. This is a client component. So in Next.js, if you are going to make a component a client component, you need to tell Next.js to use client. That was my first thing that I think I did wrong. Okay, after that, we just need to check what is the problem. Remember, I told you that Next.js doesn't want to use images from a domain that they don't know about. It's like whatever that you are going to do in my house, you need to let me know. So I think we need to let Next.js know. Let's just check error invalid SLC prop get static image on next image host name. Okay, so this is the host name in that URL. Let's prove that host name, as you can see, encrypted, whatever. So we have spoken about this. Let's just go to next config and we are going to paste this here. Okay, and that is it. Suppose everything work, Next.js wants us to tell it that we are going to get images from here. And after I've saved, this doesn't refresh automatically. Let me refresh it manually. Okay, suppose we're good to go, but should we should we find some errors? I love errors. Errors will tell you what you need to know now. Okay, Matthew might tell you a lot of things about how things work and how React work and whatever. Errors will always reveal to you something that you have to know now. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we've got the image. When you are hovering over it, as you can see, guys, it gives you this. Okay, in case you might want to know, this is just for your info, it's not necessary, guys. In case you might want to know, how did you come about designing these components and whatnot? Let me just show you what inspired Mtt Image. Okay, Mtt Image was inspired by Dribble. Okay, check here. Check here, guys. Okay, Mtt Image was inspired by Dribble. Dribble has got this, you see. Okay, so what I did, I took this and made it a component that is customizable. If you want that image thing, you can make it with rounded corners. If you want, instead of just putting a name here, you can put your icons here. Okay, this was very interesting to me. I was like, I like this, maybe I can create Mtt Image. Okay, and Mtt Image was born. Okay, so as you can see, guys. Okay, so obviously there's some sort of different levels of opacity. One is stronger, one is too strong. You can choose. Okay, I think this one is lighter. Okay, so let's go back here and check. So as you can see here, you can put whatever that you want to put. I am Matthew Singati, the designer and developer. If you might want to learn more, please check the link in the description and get one of these courses. Okay, here I'm explaining a lot of high level concept like React Advanced Component Composition. The context provider pattern here, I am using it. Okay, here this is Next.js for beginners. Please guys, come and check and support me here. If you might want to learn more about Figma, I've got this channel which is Coded UI. Please guys, come here and also subscribe and support me here. If you might want to contact me one-on-one, just come here and click a discovery call. Let me help you become a better developer. Thank you so much. If you like content like this, please don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.